Good afternoon on what is a mild, grey and overcast day. It is Wednesday the 4th of January and I'm in the reading nook with a nice hot cup of tea and a box to unbox, which is HeroQuest The Frozen Horror. This is the latest expansion for HeroQuest, which was republished by Avalon Hill last year to some acclaim. Basically, people have been wanting to see HeroQuest back in print for very many years. It's got to be, good 25 years since it has been in print. And this HeroQuest was, during the very late 80s and early 90s, was sort of like a foundational game when it came to the dungeon crawler role-playing board game role-playing game hybrid, and was really popular. And in some ways, it was sort of like the kind of, if the fighting fantasy books taught you how to play a game in terms of sort of like going through a solo adventure, then HeroQuest kind of taught you how to be a role master, be a game master to a certain extent, and then also play the game collectively, because the game was as simple as that, and you were going down dungeons and beating up monsters and defeating the bad guys and so on, and achieving objectives, pretty much like playing a Dungeons and Dragons. So, Frozen North, this is the latest expansion. It's the quest pack. Expand your HeroQuest game system. So, let's show you what you get on the back. I'll quickly show you that. So, the Frozen Horror has burst forth from the icy tomb where it rested these last centuries. Recovering its strength and awaiting Zargon's summons, at last that call has come, and the raging beast has returned to its ancient seat of power deep within Ice Mountain. As we speak, it is rallying its minions and mobilising its plans to cover the Northlands and the realm in a shroud of deadly ice. Barbarian, you must call upon on courage and skill you did not realise you had to confront the evil of the Frozen Horror. Barbarian, prove your prowess and save the Northlands. In this chilling expansion of the HeroQuest adventure, you must journey through the bleak and frigid Northlands to destroy the evil Frozen Horror, a ferocious creature long banished. As a powerful barbarian, you are challenged to survive dangerous solo quests to prove your strength and valour. Only then will your fellow heroes join you to gain access to Ice Mountain, to destroy the sector of glacial majesty and defeat the terrible monster. So what you get in here is you've got a quest book featuring 10 quests, 21 finely detailed miniatures, 2 dungeon doors, 35 game cards, a cardboard tile sheets, 3 of them, 6 combat dice, 2 movement dice, a pad of character sheets. So this is something a bit interesting. It's both a solo pack and a standard play expansion for the HeroQuest game system. So there are the miniatures. I'm going to show you there on the back, but I will open the box and show you in more detail. So let's get the knife to the cellophane wrapping. So I never did actually play HeroQuest back in the day. I was a bit too old for it. I was too busy working, that sort of thing. Not particularly, and it was just like that. So you've got a nice piece of artwork showing the barbarian action on the front. And let's see if there we go. Inside, this is what we get. So a piece of paper showing companion app. Fantastic. I do like it. A game that's got a companion app. And then we have a sheet of counters, and this expands out, so you've actually got a bit more on there. That's quite tightly packed in there. I'm going to be careful so it doesn't fall out. But there we go. There's all the counters. But that's nicely placed in there. The quest book, which is done in landscape format, so it's a little bit difficult to go through. Let's open it up. We have introduction explaining all the rules and the various terrain features, because that's what you're going to be facing, and then playing the Barbarian, the Frozen Horror quest pack guide there. The quest of Barbarian using mind points. So essentially, actually, the sort of mechanic of how you can take mental shock as well as physical shock, of course. Accompanied by sort of this really nice artwork. So yes, dangerous polar bears, brilliant. well, polar bears are dangerous, but potentially armed polar bears. A message from the mentor, and then we get into the quest guide to the quest maps and the quests themselves, and these are going to use the standard board in the game, which will adjust as necessary to fit these to fit the quest. So, you know, essentially you'll deal with the layout, follow the quest, defeat the monster, rescue the treasure, and the like. So you've got all of these, some of them solo, some not. So you've got 10 of these. And you know, there's some in here, you know, place through solo, get prepare, and then you get up to quest 10, basically 9 and 10, which is the heart of the double quest, the heart of the ice, and and at the end we've got conclusion, and then reference sheet for all of the artifacts in the game, because you get cards in there, which I'll show in a second. Mercenaries and monster stats, again for ease of reference. Plain map sheet, so you can draw that out again, and then design your own quest adventures with all the pieces from this set. And then underneath this we have the miniatures, and yes, of course something has to fall out, but thankfully not on the floor. You've got the dice there. Oh, that's fantastic. So actually what you've got is more, so that you've got these, again that pulls out, and underneath that you've got more. So that's really kind of well appointed. So let's have a look at the first tray. So if I can get them out, it doesn't. There we go. If you've got standard, these are the don't want to come out. There's the standard battle dice, giving an you know, for HeroQuest, but given an icy blue makeover. I do like that. There's the barbarian character. Quite a nicely detailed sculpt there, and that's really going to stand out amongst the rest, alongside the other characters when he comes to play together. So looks like a mercenary with a halberd. We got come out. There we go. Crossbowman. Which shall show you. Okay. Warrior with two-handed sword, and you can leave these like you like this, or you can easily paint them, and then sort of like standard kind of mercenary with just sword and shield. And then you've got these cards. I'm not going to open these. I mean, basically I could just show you what we've got on here. I know there's a card reference here. So you've got things like, you know, Amulet of the North, Ring of Warmth, Armband of Ice, Snowshoes of Speed, Spell Scrolls, and various effects. Yeah. So that's what you get in the game. They add on to the base game, pretty much sure. And then you take this tray out, and underneath you have okay, so essentially what the grey figures are, these here are your mercenaries, you know, along with the barbarian character. You hire those and go in and do the dungeon sort of like together. Let's put this one back in. There we go. So you've got the character sheet, and this isn't coming out, but you've got quite a thick pad of character sheets there. And you've got the thick plastic glacial doors, 2 of those. Kind of goblin-eyed, bearded figures there, and those are the enemy. Got 3 of those. Just trying to get some of these figures out. They're very well. There we go. So Yeti figure. Show those. And then polar bear, armoured, carrying a big spiked club. Yep, do like that. And then you've got the frozen horror itself, really big, nice, chunky figure. So yeah, and that all this really nicely does. This all does clip very handily back into the box. This is actually really kind of nicely designed. So you literally just slot this back over the top like that. So you open up, and you're not even necessarily aware that there's a anything beneath that initially, but you know, you sort of like, oh right, okay, and then yeah, that is everything in HeroQuest the Frozen Horror. Yeah, this is quite a nice pack, I think. You know, lots of another 10 adventures in there. If you're a fan of HeroQuest, you're going to want this to add this to your collection and get play through it. I'm hoping to bring this to the table this year because I'd like to give it a try and find out what it's like. Anyway, in the meantime, I do plan to review this sometime in the future. Anyway, in the meantime, thank you once again for watching another unboxing in the Nook. If you've enjoyed this, then please do click on the like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to yet more unboxings in the Nook, where you will see me out here with a box or a game, or in this case an expansion to a game, which I will unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so, all of course accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea, then please do click on the subscribe button down below. Once again, thank you very much for watching another unboxing in the Nook. I'll be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.